All right, I just wanted to tell you my quick reaction to this night's episode of Survivor Season 42. This was episode 8, where Chanel was voted out. And what were my thoughts on the episode? What did you feel about the episode? I thought it'd be nice to have a little discussion on how we felt about the episode. Overall, I thought it was a decent episode. Definitely continuing a line of pretty good edits so far. I think in terms of the rest of the episodes this season, maybe a little bit on the lower side in terms of the quality of the edit. I think we got a little bit too much content from Jeff, where he was asking so many questions at Tribal Council, and he kept interrupting the game to break the fourth wall and tell us about the monster in the game. So that was stuff that I would like to see a little bit toned down in terms of the episode overall. But still, I feel like we got some really good character development and we had some good strategy. We definitely had some really great challenge performances. So a couple of highlights from this episode for me. So first of all, I think Maryanne opening up the episode talking about how she feels like she's on the outs sometimes and how this really correlates to her own real life situation. I felt like that was very, very relatable, and it was actually kind of just like something really cool for her to share. Going on to the reward challenge, you know, a lot of thoughts about this. So first of all, Omar dominating with the first 4 shots in a row, that was really impressive. I was like really hyped up for that. But then as soon as Jonathan was like, yo, let me try this out, I was like, oh my God, this is literally setting it up for him to come back at the end and just... It's just insane watching him just dominate all the time. And I accidentally shut the TV off. I was like so hyped in that moment, but really incredible. And honestly, it's just such a pleasure to watch Jonathan compete in these challenges. So that's been a really awesome part of this game. Another thing to note is that Drea sitting out of this challenge, part of me almost feels like she almost knows like what all the twists and advantages are going to be in this season, because she's already got herself like 4 advantages. She sat out in this challenge and basically knew to start looking for the advantage while she was on the bench. And last episode, she correctly predicted what the hourglass twist was going to be. So somehow it seems like she knows everything that's going to happen and really setting herself to be in a good spot. So I just thought that was something very interesting to note. I really liked the scene with Mike and Omar, where Mike was kind of learning about Omar's religion and his practice. And it really just shows, honestly, a huge positive light on both of them. And honestly, this is a part of Survivor that we really like to watch, because it shows people from completely different backgrounds getting to know each other and interacting with each other, and then also getting close to each other based on, you know, learning with being open to learning about the other person's background and culture and beliefs. This is really one of the best parts of Survivor. So I was really glad they showed that scene, and also really, if you look at my tier list, which I'm going to post later, really shows you why I think Mike and Omar are going to be really high potential winner picks. Going back to Drea about her advantage, I really actually liked the twist that they made with the red paint. I thought that was a very clever way to increase the danger of it. And the fact that she sort of got caught doing it was a nice payoff too. We'll see if those ramifications come back later. But I really thought that was cool, getting your hand caught red-handed and her having to wash it off very instantly. I think next time they need to make it a little bit further from the water well so that she can't just immediately wash it off. But that was a really cool little twist to getting an advantage. And I think that's something we're definitely going to see moving forward in future Survivor seasons. Next, moving on to the immunity challenge, Tori obviously dominating. I think her strategy of keeping her hands a little bit closer to not tire herself out was a very smart strategy. And honestly, I could totally tell she was going to be a challenge beast. Like, I really think she's going to keep winning a lot of challenges because she's really got the balance and stability and endurance kind of side down from what it seems like. And I think after the merge, the immunity challenges really start to favor that kind of player more than the Jonathan type of brute strength player. And obviously he did a great job too. But as soon as they showed her like struggling a little bit, I felt like I knew Jonathan was going to lose, because they always show one person struggling and then all of a sudden the other person loses. So that's kind of a typical thing that they seem to do. But I do like that she's continuing to win, because it definitely forces the other players to make a little bit more difficult decisions on who they want to vote out, because otherwise Tori would have been one of the easy vote outs. So definitely looking forward to see if she might become the new challenge beast of the season moving forward. And next I wanted to talk about Hai. So Hai for me took a huge downturn this episode, and not anything in terms of strategy or anything really that big per se, but just the way he was edited this episode was a lot more negative than we've seen in previous episodes. And he's still strategizing, he's still giving great confessionals, he's still doing a really good job as a Survivor player, but him as a potential winner pick, last week I would have put him at the very top, but this week he's dropping very close to the bottom of the rest of the people who are still in the game. And the reason for that is because today's edit was so overwhelmingly negative, and really not even that negative, but the fact that they made him kind of look very cocky and condescending and just overconfident is really just a bad sign on Survivor. And not only is that a bad sign for your chances of winning with the edit, but it's also a bad sign in general on Survivor if you're starting to get overconfident and cocky, because that means you're going to open yourself up to get blindsided or tricked or basically rub people the wrong way so that they eventually decide to vote you out. That being said, I still think he's in a very strong position. I think he's going to make it very far in the game and be a huge player. But I think his chances of winning at this point, based on the edit, have diminished dramatically, even though nothing really huge happened this episode. So another very good episode. I think it was kind of in the middle range of this season. Definitely not one of the more impactful episodes, I would say. But even still, I really enjoyed watching it. There were a lot of great moments. And this season of Survivor has continued to pay off and basically deliver. And I'm really excited to see next week's episode. I'm wondering what your thoughts are on this episode. And if you disagree with any of my thoughts, leave them down in the comments down below. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.